What is the Osmo Mobile 6 and what exactly is it used for? Well, you've clicked on this video, so you most likely know the answer to that question, but just in case you don't, the Osmo Mobile 6 or the OM6 is a handheld stabilization device that lets you capture smooth and professional looking footage with your smartphone, eliminating the shakiness that often comes with handheld filming. The OM6 features advanced stabilization thanks to the 3-axis gimbal, keeping the phone steady during movement, as well as several intelligent features such as ActiveTrack, which automatically follows a subject, and various shooting modes like time-lapse, motion-lapse and hyperlapse. The device also comes with a foldable design for portability, a built-in extension rod for more complex shooting angles, making it user-friendly for easy operation for a variety of occasions like vlogging, live streaming, or any other time where you need to capture footage. All the questions in this list have been compiled from various videos, forums and online discussions, but if you can think of any other questions, comment them down below and I will try my best to answer them. Now onto the first actual question. As it stands currently, it can't. When upright, the OM6 can only go back to a certain angle, and unfortunately that angle doesn't capture a top-down view. This is because you would end up capturing part of the gimbal if it did, but there is also no accessories that could help with that. The only way you could manage it is by getting creative, but that always poses a risk to your phone as well as the gimbal. Now there are a bunch of buttons on this thing and they all serve a unique purpose. First is the joystick, which you can use to change the angle of the camera. Above that you have the status panel showing you the status of the gimbal, the battery, the percentage and an icon for the mode it's in. You can switch modes with this M button here. The M button is also used for turning the gimbal off if held for a couple of seconds. This shutter button is for starting and stopping the recording or taking pictures if you're in photo mode. Under that, there's the switch button for doing multiple things. One press changes the camera from the front to the rear and vice versa. A double press changes the orientation from portrait to landscape and vice versa as well. A triple press switches between photo and video modes. On the side you have the rotating wheel, which you can click to switch between zoom and focus modes, and rotate to zoom in and out. Lastly, at the back you have a trigger button. Press once to start and stop the ActiveTrack, and double press to recenter the gimbal. If you'd like an extensive list of everything else you can do, refer to the user guide. I've added a link in the description. So I saw someone mention they were afraid of shooting over a car or scenarios where you would lose your phone if it were to fall, essentially questioning the strength of the magnet. Now I can assure you, this thing is strong. According to the DJI website, the magnetic force is around 50 newtons, which is equivalent to the force required to hold 2 liters of water. So there is nothing to worry about. The only way you could end up losing your phone is if it were to smack something really hard, which, let's face it, wouldn't be the gimbal's fault. In my experience, the OM6 has typically taken around 1.5 hours to fully charge from 0 to 100. With a full charge, the OM6 offers up to 6 hours of usage, giving you ample time for your projects, but I would recommend starting it fully before you start any kind of shooting. The gimbal supports 4 different modes. The first mode it supports is the follow mode, which looks like a right-angled arrow turning into a circular path, according to AI. This mode allows the gimbal to follow the movement of the handle, keeping the subject centered in the frame. It provides smooth and natural footage by maintaining the camera's orientation relative to the hand of the movement. Ideal for capturing fluid tracking shots and panning scenes. Tilt lock, which is this empty circle shape on the status panel, is the second mode. This mode locks the tilt axis, ensuring the camera remains level while allowing your hand to continue its movement. It's perfect for scenarios where you need to maintain a consistent horizon level, such as when walking or moving side to side. The third mode is FPV, which also shows a circular shape but with a circle filled in, almost like a football. FPV, or first person view, mode allows the gimbal to follow the movement of the handle on all 3 axes. This mode gives a more immersive and a dynamic feel, capturing the excitement of a fast paced or adventurous activity. It's great for action shots and creating a first person perspective. Lastly, you have the spin shot mode, which looks like a recycle symbol on the status panel. Spin shot mode allows for the rotation of the camera for creative shots. This mode is excellent for adding a dynamic twist to your footage, quite literally. It can create dramatic spinning effects and unique transitions, perfect for creating storytelling and an eye-catching visual. The OM6 rotates differently depending on the mode you're in. 3 of the 4 modes on the OM6, Tilt Lock, FPV and Follow, have similar rotational capabilities with an impressive 320 degrees of pan rotation. However, the Spin Shot mode with its unique feature only enables 270 degree rotations. Yes and no. So you can definitely use the OM6 with the phone's internal camera, but you'll be missing out on some features, for example the recording button. The rotating wheels also won't work, but thankfully you can continue to use everything else. Essentially, if the feature involves something being changed for the camera rather than the gimbal, it won't work outside the DJI Mimo app. But if it's changing the actual gimbal, you can continue to use it as is. The OM6 features an extension rod that extends up to 215mm or approximately 8.5 inches. This extension provides the ability to capture a wider range of shots and angles. Whether you're filming from a higher vantage point or needing extra reach to get that perfect frame, the extension capability helps you achieve a greater variety of different perspectives. In terms of the size, the OM6 is compatible with most smartphones on the market. It is recommended that you use smartphones with a width of 67 to 84mm and a thickness of 6.9 to 10mm, and a weight of 170 to 290 grams. It supports both iOS and Android devices as long as they fall in that category, but if you're still unsure, just head to the DJI website and enter your phone's model to clear your doubts. No, the OM6 has had no IP rating and hence it is not waterproof. Hopefully something that could come in the OM7. Yes, you can. Even though the option isn't supported in the DJI Mimo app, it will work if it's there in the phone's internal camera, like the director's view on the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. The stabilization is better than good. It completely removes the shakiness you often get when filming with your hand. Here is some footage of the recording with and without the gimbal. You can be the judge on how well you think it performs. Yes, ActiveTrack is mainly used for tracking actual people, but it can also work to track pets and even objects, but it isn't always consistent, especially with faster movements. It works well with bigger objects or bigger pets like cats and dogs, but with smaller ones like a bird, it tends to lose sight of them quite quickly. I feel like I might be missing some context here, but I don't see why this wouldn't be possible. Just like vloggers, you can start a live stream and use the gimbal to go about your business, but like I said, I think I'm missing some context here, so let me know in the comments. The last question isn't really a question in itself, but I did see a lot of people asking about issues they're having with the OM6, so here are some basic things to try out to troubleshoot those scenarios. First, make sure you have the clamp installed properly. Not that it's just on your device, but make sure it's equal on both sides. You can see that here where both sides should be equal and not like this, where one side is overbearing the other. The clamp has to be installed where this camera icon is pointing towards the upper part of the phone, where your camera is. This is a must as the magnet will not be aligned otherwise. The third thing to make sure is this dot behind the clamp aligns with the dot on the gimbal. These can easily be missed, so something to watch out for. Also, the clamp should ideally be in the middle of the phone. I get this isn't always doable depending on your phone, but should get as close to the middle as possible. As mentioned before, if you're having trouble with the camera not moving as you would expect, double press the trigger button at the back of the gimbal to recenter it. This will bring it back to its default position, allowing you to start again. Having the latest version of the updates on the DJI Mimo app is also very useful. These usually fix existing bugs, so it's always good to be on the latest one. That's all. If you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. If you have any other questions, drop them down in the comments and I will try to answer everything I can. Thanks for watching and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya!